Hey guys, happy Sunday. You guys are 2 weeks into your P90 Test Group Challenge. Some of you guys are doing P90, some of you guys are doing PIO, mixing it up, kind of a little bit of everything. And I think that if you guys have been kind of recognizing the pattern of the posts, this is exactly what the normal sequence is, where in the first week we have all this motivation and everyone's just kind of rocking out, and when you hit a little bit of a snag, you just keep moving forward. And if you noticed, a couple of us have really kind of hit some issues this week. So for instance, Christina, her schedule is just crazy and it's been very hard for her to be plugging in every day. Same thing with Lindsay. She's been doing all the workouts and everything, but her schedule, she said she hasn't been able to post during, check Facebook during the day. Rob had an instance of looking at his reflection, and that's really kind of caused him to take a step back, and he even had a little bit of relapse and would binge. And I want you guys to know that that is totally normal, because after you hit this initial motivation, it is so normal that all of a sudden you kind of plateau and then you will hit an obstacle. Just because we have a group doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're not going to be hitting the obstacles of life. There's a reason why it has been extremely difficult for you guys, or really anybody, to maintain their long-term success. But it takes time for a habit to really start to get steam. But what's the difference? Why are we in this group? The point is that this is support that is not going to leave you. So now it's about planning ahead. Whether it's Misty or Lindsay or Rob or Amber, who was actually a little bit ill this week, and I think that Christina or myself or Tiffany, is that we will all hit snags. It's about planning at what you want to do when that happens. So for instance, let's talk about Lindsay and Christina, who both have really busy schedules. The key there is to plan ahead. So for instance, if you're really busy and you don't have time to post, well obviously, or even look at the posts, that's the same thing with me, where I had a crazy busy schedule and I didn't know how I was going to fit it all in. Well, that was a very easy solution. I had to plan out my week ahead of time, and when was I going to give it 10-15 minutes to make sure that I post. And if I write it down at the beginning of the week, I know when I'm doing it, and I don't even have to think about it, and I don't even go back past those 10-15 minutes. So especially for those of you guys who are not stay-at-home moms, you have to write down. This is, part of the game, and part of the commitment is sticking to something. So even if you're working out everything, but yet you're still not able to check in, don't let your mind say that that's okay. It's very important that you create a schedule where you're doing that until you're not even thinking about it and it's a new habit. Even though it's just checking in, it's just as important, because when you hit that obstacle, you are going to retreat rather than it's just habit that you're checking in. So once, after a month or two, and you just know, like for me, I don't even think about it. I know, I go boom, 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 and I check in all my groups. Well, on days that I'm really hitting an obstacle, well then that's when I'm using that group to really help me move forward. And that's really the key. So, these first 30 days is really getting used to yourself and getting used to your body and your schedule. And, for somebody like Rob, where that's totally, that's expected to have that, where you look in the mirror and you don't know where to find happiness. Well, that's obvious, because that's why you're here. You don't, and I'm very honest with people, you don't get to be 360, pounds or so if you can find happiness. That makes sense. So it would almost be more concerning if you were telling me that you are a happy person, because it's great, because now you know where to start, and it's very important. So your happiness will come from small successes, but when you're slowly increasing your worth. you are hitting goals every day. Now, you guys have your accountability trackers. It's very common in that second week to like forget to be tracking it every day. So make sure that you're turning in that accountability tracker to me on Sunday, which is today. Also, every week be filling out that accountability tracker and get your binder, and every week you can be looking at it. So even if you fall totally off the wagon or whatever, you can go back and say, what was the event that happened? You always have to have a plan of attack. Now, what's gonna happen after this? So after 30 days, you guys are really gonna get some steam going. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna want to start to share this. That's gonna be your next step. It's gonna go from the group to like the people you know outside, or even your Facebook posts. Even if nobody's listening, you're gonna wanna be like, God, this is great and this is why. And that's gonna be your kind of next step of feel good and trust. So, you guys, some of you guys are there, some of you guys are not there yet, but that's what this is about. This second week is the toughest week. This is that week that on Sunday, you now look back and you say, what happened? Was it a yay or was it a nay? Most challengers, believe it or not, it's a nay. They start to go down a little bit. And here's the time where you self-assess and you change it. Unlike any other time, you bring that steam up ahead. So have a good day, guys. I want to hear you guys comment, every single one of you guys. Please take some time and comment below. Let's get some engagement. Let's start rocking on, and let's make this third week the time. I want you guys to start posting in your wall about this group, maybe just one post about what you're doing, and start getting some motivation and some things pumping. There's gonna be, I believe, one more person that's gonna be added to this group that's doing P90X3, because I know Tiffany Garcia is doing it. So if that's okay with you guys, I may be adding another person to the group. Great guy, and I think that having another guy in the group would always be cool. But all right, guys, so have a great day. Bye.